All right, make room. You guys, as a keyboard player, you have a lot of parts in this song. You're very involved and are playing lead lines throughout this whole thing. I'm going to be playing this in the key of F sharp. This, you can transpose this to whatever key you're playing on a Sunday. The scale tones for F sharp is F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, and F sharp, all the different kinds of sharps. So let me break down. There's two different lead lines. One that happens in the intro and the chorus that plays over those chord changes, and a different lead line that happens in the bridge. The nice thing about this is that the chords are all the same. There's the same 4 chords that happens throughout the song, and none of that changes. So you can really focus on each of these individual parts. Let me take the first part, the intro and the chorus part, and let me just play through this really quickly for you just to give you an idea of what this part sounds like. Essentially, that kind of that repeats and goes again and sometimes loops over. So let me break it down a little bit one by one. Essentially, you're basically kind of outlining in your right hand. Well, in my left hand, I'm doing 1-5-1 and in the bottom to kind of outline just the core of what the chord is. So whatever that might be for each of the individual chords. And in the right hand, I'm kind of filling in those little holes with the third. So I'm outlining at least for the first. We'll break it down per bar. F sharp, I have a 3 in the top, 5, and then 3. And I'm basically going. So I'm alternate. When I hit this once, let me count this out. 1 E and 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So it's a little weird. Just slow it down as you kind of go through this. The accents are a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So when I start on beat 4, I go down to that 4th scale degree. So every time, that's kind of your motion to be like, I'm going to change into a different chord. That's just kind of just to have as a placer for yourself as you kind of start and going through these chord changes. You can have that as a place marker. And that happens, so E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and 4 E and a. So again, that C sharp, the 5 chord, I'm again outlining that in the right hand with the 2, 5, and the 2 on the bottom. And again, on beat 4, I'm going down to that 4th scale degree to kind of go back into that. So let me just take these first 2 bars together. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E. So the next portion, essentially the core of it, I'm outlining a G sharp minor 7 chord, so G sharp in the bass, and then B and F sharp at the top, and then I'm just adding that with the same rhythmic pattern. I'm throwing in the A sharp in there, so 1 E and a 2 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. So again, between the G sharp minor and the B, your right hand doesn't change anything. You're just changing that stuff on the left hand. So you can just take a little bit of time, break that down by subdividing all those 16th notes, because that kind of helps you out knowing where all the accents are, where am I changing, and where are those different parts of the song. The next section of the song is in the bridge. This is a lot easier compared to that first section, and so it basically interchanges between 2 different lines. So it's just a walk up of 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 5. Oh, sorry, 3, 4, 5, 2, and it goes back to the same one. 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 2, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 2, and that just throughout that bridge, you're just looping. And you might want to listen to and see what our musical director at Saratoga or whoever's leading at South Hills, and just see if the electric guitar is already covering that line. You might just want to learn that part just in case, and they might tell you either to double it or they may not want you to double that at all, and you can just cover a lot of block chords in that bridge section. And that's all that's really the key signature parts of Make Room. Why don't I just go ahead and play through the song. lead line. Come out a little bit with those pulsing quarter notes. You can start moving up the scale to let them poke out. Back to that lead line. Play the right chords. Basically just loops back to that lead line in the bridge, and it'll just kind of repeat. You can just kind of play that throughout that bridge section. If not, you can just play block chords, and there's a lot to kind of cover that bridge line. And then eventually in verse 2, we didn't play it, but verse 2 goes back to the after the bridge, it goes back to the stripped down chorus, and you can just go back to that chorus lead line. I just want to kind of cover that. And that's Make Room.